Okay, so at this point, everybody should have a little cup of water. Do not get up and get your water right now if you don't. You should have a little small thing of your instant coffee, and we are using instant coffee. You must, if you have your own coffee, it must say instant coffee on the bottle or the box. Now, I have two different size brushes because our painting is not going to be a large painting. We're doing 8 by 10 to 5 by 7, something small. And you were able to draw anything your heart desired, right? Okay. And so, what you want to do is you do not want to pour water in your coffee. You want to use your brush to help you move around your colors. I like to start with a light value on my canvas or my paper right there. You have to have thick style paper like watercolor paper, cardstock paper, cardboard that has the white background like the back of a cereal box. If you're done with the cereal, cut the cereal box and use that clear side. Okay, so I'm dipping my brush into my water and then into my paint. And I'm going to take enough water so that I can create the liquid from the crystals. Yes, Addison? Yes, Kiara? Okay. And so what I'm going to do is you can see this turn to paint. You don't see those, you see the crystals, but those crystals are turning to liquid coffee. And I'm going to do that. The more water that I have in the crystals, the darker my paint will be. So look at here, y'all. Look how gorgeous that is. It literally turns to paint. Okay? Now, I'm going to add all the values that I want as I go. But I keep dipping my water into my coffee to turn the crystals to liquids. Okay? So I have a little small corner right there where it's turning to liquid. And I can keep going over and over a surface, or I can literally draw with my paintbrush and re-outlining some of the pencil lines. Sometimes I don't draw with my pencil all the time on certain small details, just so that the pencil lines isn't showing through my coffee. And what's going to happen is if you want a darker value, you're more than likely got to go back over that surface 2 to 3 times. But look how dark that got. And that's just the second coat, Noah. You see that? That's just my second coat. But watch me get lighter. I dip my water in my brush into my water. I dabbed it on my paper towel just a little bit to get rid of the excess water. And then I'm going to take just the water by itself, a little bit of coffee, and I paint on the area. Oh, wow, gorgeous. I love that. So now I have another value. And then the more that I do not use coffee, which is our paint, the more I don't use the coffee and just water, the lighter my value gets. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Thank you. And so I'm still painting. Now you have to be careful with the coffee. You treat it as if you are treating a watercolor painting. Okay? And if an area needs to be really super dark, all you have to do is wait till that dry some more and then go back on top of it with even more coffee. Okay, but you really gotta let it dry. So here's an example. So I didn't let that dry. Look how it's picking up the paint too much because I didn't let that area dry. Okay. Now this is a simple leaf that I'm creating with the veins in it. I'm going to wash my brush out really good now. And I want a highlighted area. So now my brush is going to be clean, 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 with no coffee on it as much as possible. And then I'm going to take my brush and lightly place it on top of the area where I want a lighter value. The white areas of the value, I'm not going to paint anything there at all. So you can see the white value number 0, value 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so right now I have literally 4 values on my artwork. And my rubric for you is that I'm looking for how many values? 5. I'm looking for 5 different values within your painting. Value 0 with no coffee there at all, like this one, the highlights. Values 1, my really light. Value 2, it gets a little darker. Value 3, even darker. And I am at a value 4 right here on the contour outline of my leaf. I have to let this dry. I have to let this value number 4 dry before I come in and add even more coffee um, with my brush to create a really, really dark, dark, dark value. Okay, so that really hadn't worked yet. So that means it's not dry. Maybe the next day I'll be able to come on top and of what I painted here to add even more value. So do everybody kind of understand the concept of painting with coffee? Do y'all get it? So you're basically treating it as if it is a watercolor painting. And that's how I am treating it. Now, myself, I really, really love to show values from dark to light, no matter what medium I'm using. If I'm using oil paints, I like to show dark to light values that always make things look three-dimensional. So, what is value? Value is shading from dark to exactly. And pretty much at this time of the school year, most of you already know what value means because you have been listening to me talk about values since the beginning of the school year. Your painting can be any subject you want. It can be surrealistic, it can be realism, animals, or what have you. Questions? No? All right, let's keep working. This is going to be due on this Friday. What am I looking for? Values. 5 of them to be exact. Light to dark.